Thank you Leyline and Jester for sponsoring this review. Have you ever looked at an auto battler and wished you didn't have to fight people who actually memorize all the strategies, the synergies, the items, and the cheese interactions between them? Well, you're in luck. Pokemon Auto Spire, a fan-made spin-off of the fan-made auto battler game, Pokemon AutoChess, but if your creature capturing is way behind you and still a little too complex and cute for you, can I offer you Guildrun? Guildrun is a sleek-looking game with art reminiscent of Shadowrun and the Zon cards of Legend of Runeterra. The game is awesome to look at, but the appearance isn't why people play these games. You're here for how crazy the numbers can get, and let me tell you, numbers go up. Go way up. Unlike other prominent auto battlers, Guildrun doesn't have the crazier effects tied to unit synergy bonuses, but instead of allowing for relics and items to be the connection to the absurdity. Want your team to have crazy critical hit chance? Relic for that. Want your front line to be the size of a mountain and just as hard to get through? Items for that. Want to freeze the entire field, causing the second ice age? You get where I'm going with this. But what about those fancy looking heroes? Are they just proxies for the relics and items with no true expression for themselves? Oh no. The heroes are more like the drums in a band. They dictate the tempo and whether or not the lead singer, the relics, and the bass, items, actually gel well. The heroes each initially fit within one or two classes, the closer this game gets to synergy systems. That will act as the connecting catalyst for some relic and item activations, and how the hero's stats will increase upon level up. We have your usual, the tank, the warrior, the assassin, and mage, with some more unique and more thankful classes, the vanguard, the mystic, and duelist, giving more choices for upgrades and team compositions. I have brought up upgrading twice now, so let me show you how it works in Guildrun. In the shop, like usual, if you find a duplicate of your hero, purchase it and boom! Level up for you, with 4 tiers to go through: C, B, A, and S. With the tiers breaking down like this. C is your tier 1, your common, your basic hero. They do what they do and they all start the same, relying on items and or relics to give them that real big oomph and power. Upon leveling up to B, you'll choose one of 3 upgrades to your hero's kit. Will it be a new passive that increases a stat, a new class to add and allow for more synergy activations, and or in some cases it could be both, a brand new ability that allows you to fill your mana and unleash the wrath of heavens! And finally, A and S both choose from a pool of upgrades dependent upon the class of the character. While these upgrades may not be as specific to the heroes themselves, they still offer some awesome ability to add to the repertoire that the heroes can pull out. Alright, you know how to make the numbers go up. So, how does it feel to play? Honestly, outside of a couple of gripes that I'll get to later, the game's fine. The UI is styled perfectly and fits with the aesthetic that they have started with the character designs. Mix that in with easy to read fonts with bold lettering, and I had very few issues with my old eyes to be able to understand exactly what they said each of the heroes would do or the items would be able to allow them to. As for when the heroes and enemies are out duking it out, there's very little when it comes to cluttering of the space to see what is going on, so readability of how the fight is going to a T. As for the options on how you will continue your run, think of it like Slay the Spire, but instead of having a big roadmap, you just choose from the battlefield itself. Which, the Slay the Spire reference is very apropos because the game does take a lot of influence from the deck building roguelike genre when it comes to the random encounters you can't come upon on your time. That's right, folks. It's just not all fighting and duking it out. There's options. Granted, some of the options are literally which of these items would you like to add, but options nonetheless. And now for the gripes. And as I said before, they are so tiny and mostly just, polish and things that I would just like to personally see. Let's just speed running through them. Sometimes the monster sizes are too big and cover the UI element. When having a challenge, it covers too much of the screen. There isn't a way to minimize it, and there isn't a way for me to see the challenge outside of combat. There isn't a way to highlight enemies or allies for easier visibility. I wish there was a way to move some UI elements because I prefer money to be at the bottom and next to the items. Having items be movable at the board makes moving fully equipped units more tedious than it needs to be. Having 25 units roll against makes it painful to roll for units upgrades. I would enjoy some sort of system to allow for item, relic, or character banning. Reduce cost of auction house or make cool stuff readily available during the run. Less guessing of what challenges will be. Do like the bazaar and let us see what the next fights will include. Allow me to move my guild people on different spots. Like I said, very minute things, but I do know that the developers are looking for community feedback as they have their Discord open and they're readily available for adding new people to their playtest once the demo gets underway. If all this sounds like your thing, go check out the demo for yourself and see how far you can take your guild. Special thanks to Leyline and Jester for sponsoring this review. My words are my own, but if enough of you like what I put out, they'll throw some money my way, and if you feel like supporting yourself, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the other social media things. Pup, out.